Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of the Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit video series. Today we have with us Tyrone Starkie. And boy, does he have a list here. He is the CEO of Community Heroes. He has been with Wayne Community College for the past 10 years as an academic advisor, a professional tutor, and he was the coordinator for the Minority Mentors. He also teaches at Wesleyan College. He teaches psychology there, and he has an affiliation with the Mayor's Committee for the Persons with Disabilities. Wow, Tyrone, you are a very, very busy individual, and I can't thank you enough for being part of Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit. How you doing today?
I'm doing well, and it's my pleasure to be able to be out here and have this opportunity to talk with your audience today.
Well, thank you so much. As you know, the platform is fairly easy here. I don't do a whole lot. I kind of let you tell your story. And I've heard your story, and it is an amazing story. And I think it will benefit the viewers of Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit. It will inspire them, motivate them, and help them go out there and achieve their dreams. So, Tyrone, I'm going to let you take it away, and I'm going to let you start wherever you want to.
All right, thank you. Well, I think I'm gonna kind of give like a general background. So for those who are watching right now that do not know me, as RJ just said, my name is Tyrone Starkie. And I was born with a condition called muscular dystrophy. And muscular dystrophy is a condition to where it weakens muscle mass and it tightens muscles. And then in the tightening of those muscles, you get constriction. So a lot of my movement has been constricted significantly. Like my arms, I can only open them out to about a 45-degree radius. I can't raise my arms over my head because I don't have enough muscle mass for that. I never really been able to walk because of the weakness. It is a condition that's from birth, but it progresses. So early on, my muscle mass was a little bit stronger, so I had more strength to do certain things, to be able to move and turn and do various things. But as I got older, like my posture started to decline. So I went from sitting more straight up to more of a slumped over position that I'm in now. And the muscles that help us really rotate our neck and moving back and forth, for me, they constrict it. So I always had to hold my head up. So it made it kind of difficult because, you know, the muscles in my rib alignment were weak, so I couldn't hold myself up. But at the same time, my muscles in my neck was constricted, so I couldn't bend my neck down. So, you know, the body finds a way to work, even in the most awkward situations. And I found my way through grade school. I made it work. I mean, I was able to still be in a traditional classroom setting, and it was pretty much normal life in school. I thought, you know, hang with friends, zip up and down the hallway as a youngster, you know, in middle school. Of course, I couldn't go slow. And when you're in middle school, everything is fast, so you're zipping all up and down.
That's right. Hey, there is no slow in middle school.
Yeah. So, you know, I found a way to make it work, even in my limitations. But as I got older and I was about to graduate, I graduated Eastern Wayne, 2001. So all my EW people out there, you know, had to
Hey, yo, I'm graduate from EW as well, man. 89. I'm quite a bit older than you.
I knew that was the reason why I liked you so much. Yeah. So, but yeah, in 2001, I graduated, and I graduated and I went on and I started going back to school. So which this is my attempt to some other parts of my story, and I just didn't know if you had any questions before I kind of continue.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I did have one. Um, you know, and it seems like your middle school, high school was as normal as it possibly could be. You know, you seem like you went through very well. I did wonder though, what kind of struggles did you have? Did you have any bullying or anything like that during this time?
You know what? For me, I didn't ever really have bullying, but my biggest issue was myself. Uh, because like I said, by me being in a traditional classroom setting, and every so often, like for middle school, I used to go out for remediation, but even that still was to me a traditional classroom setting. I,
Right.
everyone around me looked fine, and when you're young, middle school, high school, especially high school, it's all about acceptance. You don't want no kind of rejection. It's all about being in the in crowd.
You're right.
And I never really had people, really just come up and bully me or really mock me on a consistent basis. But to me, it was like, man, I can't fit in with those guys. They're the cool guys. They can go to the parties, or they got the muscle. They can play basketball, or I the girls like this type of guy because I don't really look like that because of my condition. And I a lot of people didn't know, but my attitude was really self-defeating, uh, and it made me kind of shy. Especially when it came to females, um, I kind of approached them like they were a special type of species. You
They are. They are. And I mean that in a good way. I mean that in a good way. I don't want to get in trouble.
yeah. So I would talk to my guy friend. I would talk to them regular, but it was very rare that I would sit down there and talk with a female. And now in hindsight, I know everyone. You can talk to a female just like you talk to one of your friends.
Right.
But again, like I said, in my mind, it was like, this 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 female wouldn't want to be seen talking with me because of just my condition or
Exactly.
you
So
know.
you were your own worst enemy, really, it sounds like.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How did you overcome that? I mean, because I know what you've done. I know you're getting ready to tell everyone what you've been able to accomplish. So apparently you did overcome that.
Yeah, and one, and it was a couple of things, but I think one of the main things was me being able to be independent on a college level a little bit, going
Right.
going to Wayne Community College and being kind of almost forced to interact with males and females independently because even though my mom was there, but in the classroom, you know, you you really had no choice but to get to know people. So that kind of forced me to be able to be more comfortable. But also, even before that, there were a couple of females that actually took the time out my senior year to just do a kind favor. And the act of kindness, I love that concept so much, to sign someone's yearbook, to give them a thank you card saying, I'm going to miss you. I appreciate it. You know, people sometimes don't realize how big that can be in someone's life. And I've had some individuals in my senior year toward the end that actually took the time out to say, hey, I really enjoyed the small conversation that we did have. And I took that with me, and I was like, you know what, man, you know, uh, those times when I was talking to maybe that person, they didn't feel awkward at all. They really enjoyed the conversation. You know,
I think you bring up a good point. Those random acts of kindness from people. People don't realize how big those are. Like you said, a thank you card or going up, giving someone a fist bump or something like that. Um, that could make somebody's day. When I was teaching high school, I would go down the halls and make sure, every kid I went by, I would give them a fist bump, say, hey man, have a great day, something like that. And since then I've even had, after they've graduated, send me an email or find me on Facebook and say, hey, that one day you came by and just gave me a fist bump and, and encouraged me, that changed me that day, and you just don't know what people are going through. You don't know people's stories, and being upbeat and happy and encouraging changes lives. And you just, when people did that for you, you just told us about it. So I just wanted to point that out. People need to realize, be upbeat, be positive, greet people, say hello. Random acts of kindness go a long, long way.
Yeah, you're definitely right. Like I said, sometimes we don't realize what kind of power we hold. And like I said, something as simple as that, you can ultimately change the whole course of someone's life within a matter of 30 seconds.
And not even realize it.
Yeah. So that I had to bring that up. So I kind of want to jump into the next phase of my life, which is going to kind of start rolling into the community heroes business. But
Okay.
I was just about to branch into my college days. Now my mother, she has been a big supporter in everything I've done. And when I was about to graduate high school, I really didn't know exactly what to do. And to be honest with you, I didn't have too many conversations with individuals about what was next. So finally, toward the end of my senior year, I said about 6 months before I was about to graduate, one of my attendants that was hired to help me out on personal needs asked me what was I gonna do after I graduated, and I told him I was like I don't know. I mean, honestly, I'm just at that point I'm a 18-year-old. Well, I don't think I was 18-year-old yet, maybe close to it. But 18-year-old, I stayed in a trailer park, crime infested, and my dad, he had his personal issues with alcoholism and stuff. So, really my mom was really the backbone for a lot of my stuff. And, their play was about trying to make sure we had someone to stay for the next 30 days.
Right.
So no one talked about colleges or anything like that. So he was like, well, what about VR? We talked to them, see what kind of options are out there. And that's what happened. I started talking with VR, and we had formulated a plan to go to.
Now, VR, vocational rehab, I'm assuming, is that right?
Yeah, I'm sorry, not for and VR
Okay.
vocational rehab, and they helped me formulate a plan. And at the time, the plan was to go try to get into North Carolina State, and here I am trying to take the SAT with like about 6 months to go, and then no prepping, no studying the whole year, no nothing. And I'll be honest with you, I was okay, but I wasn't the smartest person, in the country. I needed prepping time. So I took it the first time and I didn't get high enough. Took it again, still didn't get high enough. So we were like, okay, we're not going to North Carolina State. so let's try Wayne Community College. And so they helped me there, but with me, and this is going to the issue that individuals who want to be independent but may have a barrier like myself, I've always depended on someone to assist me to the restroom.
Right.
And in grade school, there was hired help. Outside of grade school, I'm on my own. I'm a grown man now.
Right.
There's most programs will not hire someone to be there for you for it for educational purposes. If they would send an aide maybe for going to the grocery store or home health care or other going to the mall, but for what I wanted to do, get a degree, no one the funding wasn't there for that.
Right.
My mom, time came to go to Wayne, and my mom said, you know what, I'm gonna, take this mantle and I'm gonna go with you until we find something that works. And 1 month turned into 2 months, 2 months turned into 3. And before you know it, I was graduating in 2004 with a human services degree with my mom by my side. She went every day I had class.
So she learned just as much as you did.
But yes, she did. See, for her, she with her, it gave her a way to get out of the house because here again, kind of going back, my dad, bless his soul, and I know he had an addiction, but his addiction with drinking made him have a temper, and he wasn't the most pleasant guy to be around, So
Right.
it was like an escape route, and for her to get out, and she was able to talk with people to kind of free her mind.
Right.
5-6 hours, or how many hours I was taking during that time, and people, we became one face because people always say, if you saw me, you knew she wasn't far behind. And if you type my name on Google, you probably find the newspaper article. They wrote about it when I graduated in 2004 in the news artist. But that was a big step for that. And I know I wanted to continue on my education. And another significant part that happened during my time here was I ran into a gentleman by the name of DeMarcus Reed. And he's a good friend of mine. He is paraplegic. He had an accident which caused him to be paralyzed. But this is the first individual I've ever seen confined to a wheelchair that had a professional job in my mind, and that was independent. He had a house, he had a car, he was being independent, and as individuals, we have to see somebody do something that we want to do.
Right.
If we don't, we think it's impossible or infallible to even accomplish, So by me seeing that, it made me change my mind, thinking that, I can get my own stuff, I necessarily don't need my mama all my life to do something, And
It's amazing, though. I'm sorry to interrupt you. It's amazing how that one person you saw came into your life, completely changed your outlook on life wait, this guy's paraplegic. He's got a house, a family. He's he's an independent individual. And that had to give you hope and encouragement and say, hey, this is a dream. I can do this.
Yeah, you're definitely right. It gave me tremendous hope, and and changed my outlook. Like I said, if he can overcome this tremendous barrier, and by me understanding how you had to alter your life when you got challenges like that, and he was able to do it still, having pretty much the American dream, as I call it.
Yeah.
I was like, it gave me hope. So and he told me about North Carolina Wesleyan. So I decided I'm gonna go to North Carolina Wesleyan. They were downtown in the old bank.
Right, I remember.
Street. Yep. So I signed my paperwork up and got in, and their classes for those listening, what the adult program goes for Wesleyan, their classes are usually 2 nights a week, and they're 4 hours, 6 to 10. And if you do a Saturday class, you're like from 8 to 12 o'clock. So here again, my mom, being the mom she is, sacrificed another 2 years of her life and made sure that every night I had a class, she was there with me again. And mind you, arguing with this bank, it was very different than Wayne, because the bank, there wasn't really a bunch of people there. It was just students. And she was there maybe really a lot of times by herself, but she would see maybe when people came down for breaks.
Right.
Down in the waiting area and talk to the receptionist or whoever was there and the security guard. And she would sit there and wait those 3.5 or 4 hours, depending on if it was a good night, 3.5. And she would sit there and wait just in case I needed to use the bathroom. Not when I had to, but just in case. Some night nothing would even happen, but she was there every day from 2004 to 2004 to 2006 until I graduated. She made that sacrifice again.
So she did that all through Wayne Community, then all through Wesleyan College. I mean, what an amazing mother. I mean, she really looked after you. That's an amazing. Hats off to her. I've never met her, but I already hold her in very high esteem for what she's done for you.
Yeah. So, and then now I'm about to get close toward the business for those listening right now. So my last degree was my master's. So I went online to University of Phoenix for that one because my mom had done so much for me up to that point. I just couldn't bear the thought of trying to put her through another 2 years of doing anything like that. So I did that and I graduated in 2009 with my master's in psychology from Phoenix. And then from that point, I tried to find work, and it was very tough here in Wayne County.
Now, I'm going to ask you because when I finished my master's, I thought the doors were just going to fall open for me. Like, hey, I got a master's degree. Everyone's going to want to hire me. It didn't work out that way, did it? Because it sure didn't work out that way for me.
And you just said the words right out of my mouth here. In Wayne County, I realized you had the education is important, but you need the work experience. You need to have the network, going for you. And I'm like you. I just thought all I needed was the education. I'm a sure in, but a whole year went by me applying to different businesses in Wayne County, and it was so bad for me. I couldn't even get a job at the call service. That for those that's been in Wayne County for a long time, on Berkeley Boulevard, right over there where I think it's Delmis Tires or whatever. And that
yeah, I know.
There used to be a call service that basically telemarketers. I went, and I remember when I tried to get that job, and they said my voice was too raspy, and I couldn't get. I got a master's degree.
Look, I'm gonna chime in, and I'm gonna tell you a story real quick. I was at this is when I'm not gonna tell you what company I was with. People who know me will know. But one of our regional offices was in Charlotte, and I had went to Charlotte, and I was used to going to Virginia, but they switched regional offices to Charlotte. So it was my first time up in Charlotte for a meeting, and the HR rep told me, and I was working on my master's degree at the time, said, "You sound stupid. You're too country." And I'm sitting here thinking, lady, I'm about to graduate with my master's degree. My degree is higher than yours. And you're just telling me I'm stupid because I live in the South. I was shocked, absolutely shocked. She didn't last with the company much longer after that, by the way.
Yeah, narrow-minded individuals.
Exactly.
That's oh man, I can't believe she said that. Yeah. So, but yeah, like we were saying, it took a year, and I still didn't get a job. But it's amazing how God places individuals in your life.
Exactly right.
Fulfill His purpose. So, DeMarcus that I mentioned earlier that I met when I was a student at Wayne, uh, my mentor, now he helps me out, but I reached out to him. We had been keeping in contact all while I was at Wesleyan, and he would check on me, say I didn't going at Wesleyan. I told him, hey man, I'm trying to get a job and it's hard and this and that. And he said, well, how about come to Wayne, talk to our HR director, see can we get you on out here. So I said, okay, I'll do that. And I went out there and at the acting director at the time who was there, I talked with her and she was very nice. But she said, how about I know you want to get a job, but we're not hiring right now, but how about you volunteer uh, in our academic skills area? And then when something opens, you'll be here already. You'll be one of the ones to know about it.
Right.
So I said, you know what? I said, well, if anything, I said, I can get some work experience. So I said, yeah, I'll do that. So I came out there and, I was taking a chance because I was going volunteer for about 2 hours every, I think 3 or 4 days by myself. Mind you, now, if I need to use the restroom, I just had to pray to God that I could make it till I got home. Because my mom,
Yeah.
But after about 2 months, I think it was, the director of that academic skills found out I had a master's, and he was so excited they hired me on part time, and that's how I got that job. And then I became the academic advisor came open. I got that, did that for about 5 years, and some of the other things that the things started to progress. After a while, after about 10 years of doing that, well, about 7 years of doing that, I applied to Wesleyan. And that was the same time my son was born, about 2016. I started teaching at Wesleyan. And so I started doing that for, like I said, about 3 years now.
Now, you said that was about the time your son was born. Now, I don't want to get you in trouble, so I'm going to help you out here. You might want to mention your wife.
You know what? Yeah. Yeah, before the son came along, I got married in 2000 and 2013 to my wife, and
Who is a very sweet lady. I've met her a few times.
yeah, I thank God for her. I actually met her. I met her at the college. She was, going to school and stuff, and I would talk and I would help her out, but we had a lot of the same religious beliefs, educational goals. That was a point in my life to where I was really just focused on trying to work and be independent and just really just trying to focus on myself. But sometimes when you're not looking, that's when you can find what you're looking for.
Exactly.
And and I always prayed for a partner, because I am a Christian. I believe in those things. So I've always prayed for a partner. Never gave a description. Just my prayer will always be, I would pray for somebody who can accept me for who I am. I never mentioned color. I never mentioned age. I never mentioned musical taste or anything like that. Maybe I should have mentioned some of that stuff in the prayer. But I never did. So, but yeah, so I got married at 13, and my son is 16. And then, but after a while, kind of going to I guess the big part of the story, the community heroes, the formation of it. So I've been mentoring for a long time, and even though I've accomplished a lot, I feel like there's still so much that I feel like I haven't been able to do, and because I feel like there are still some things that we aren't aware of in Wayne County, and I see some of the people at Wayne experiencing these things also. As an academic advisor, I had a first-hand opportunity to see how some of our students are not prepared in the way I believe they should be prepared. So I was praying. I was like, what can I do to make an impact in my community? Because I don't like to complain if I ain't got a solution.
Right. I wish there was more people like that, because a lot of people like to complain and don't have a solution for what they're complaining for. So thank you.
Yeah. So I said, I started looking. I said, you know what things can I do best? And the things I can do best is mentor. I can make people aware of things. I know how to research. I can put together a good PowerPoint and a presentation. I know how to do all that stuff. And when it comes to transformation, I believe I could change pretty much anyone's outlook on something. So those are if you read our mission statement, those are the pillars of what make my organization: to mentor, to make aware or educate our community and businesses, and to transform individuals who may have mild to low level disabilities. Kind of getting them to understand that your condition or diagnosis does not define what abilities that you have.
Which is, and I'm going to interrupt you again. I'm sorry, but I just got to point it out, because you represent that so well, and I think when you see everything that you've been able to accomplish, and then you see other people struggling, you have a natural tendency to go, you know what, I can help them. If I can do this, other people can do this as well. And you being able to see that, recognize that, and then start something community-wide to help those people, way to go. Amazing thing you're doing, Tyrone. I every time I see Community Heroes and I see the interviews and I see all the things you're doing, I just sit there and I go, wow, what an example you are to everybody. I mean, so again, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but there's some things I just got to chime in and give you kudos for everything that you've done.
Thank you. I appreciate it. So like you said, we started out, because we're still very young, but we started out with the videos that we're doing, just showing individuals who have hurdles or obstacles. And I purposely made sure, if you go to our YouTube channel, even though our focus is special needs at risk, but if you go to our YouTube channel and you look at our logo, I made sure that under the icon it says talking about all barriers. I think that's what it says, because initially when our guys got together, they wanted to use the word disability, and that's fine. But one thing I've learned also, how you word something is very important.
Yes.
Because you don't want to exclude nobody. And with us, that we're all about inclusive, not excluding. So, my stories, when you see them, I want you to know that even if you perceive yourself as being fully able-bodied or fully functioning, everyone has a barrier, So everyone can watch these stories that we're putting out there. So we started out with that, but the next thing we're going to be doing, you'll see it probably by August. We're going to start having pictures and stuff with our mentors, where we're actually helping some students. My goal is to at least get about 10 mentees. I got 2. One guy wants to be an athletic trainer. Another female wants to work in the mortuary business. So just connecting them with mentors and trying to get some businesses also to give them an opportunity.
Right.
But that'll be one of the next things. And then lastly, probably toward the end of the year, my thing is to bring out a 8 series course of transformation that's going to focus highly on the concept of self-identification. And going back earlier, like I said, if you can't identify with what you want to be, and makes it almost impossible for you to achieve if you can identify with a person or a thing or a place. You don't have reason for it to. You don't have belief in that it exists. So those are the timelines for the followers listening. Then you'll start seeing some more stuff coming from us. But we're very thankful for some of the partnerships and things like that that we're gonna discuss also.
Well, I am happy that you decided to come on Dream Big, Pray Hard, Never Quit, not just to tell your story, but to tell about community heroes and the things that they are doing in the community as well. Love your story. Absolutely love your story. Love that you overcame the barriers that you have, and you have proven not only to yourself, but to others that everyone has a purpose and a dream. And no matter what, whatever barriers you may have, you can go after that dream and achieve it. So I absolutely love the story. And again, like I said in the beginning, I think this story and this interview is going to help many people.
Yeah, and again, just I want to say thank you so much for having me on today.
Well, thank you. And guys, hey, um, just remember one thing. Always, always, always dream big, pray hard, never quit. Thanks for watching.